Let's talk about Akashic Records. Let's do it. All right. So, Akashic Records. So, what do we know about
Yes,
Akashic Records?
exactly. That is a very interesting subject.
It definitely is. I recall the session that you hosted.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, yes. We take writing hypnosis. You can go to the Akasha Records. You can go and tap into the superconscious, and then there, you go to the Akasha Records. You go, you grab your book, you open it up, and then you see what's in there, right? Your book. So that's really powerful.
It is. It is.
And what was it
Definitely.
for you? Because you've been there, you've been into the Akasha Records. What was it for you being there?
I felt like I was in an altered state of reality.
Mhm.
I knew that my body was lying on the couch and I was hearing you, but I felt like there was another part of me that went somewhere else to like I said, like an altered state of reality, like another
Mhm.
higher dimension. And I recall going into this beautiful place and it was all white. I say white because we look at it as a color, but in reality, I felt like it was all light filled place. There was rows and rows of books, like information, and that was my library. I remembered it included like every word, every thought, every information, past, present, future. I chose one specific book for that time.
The vibration, is gonna actually create that reality for you to experience.
Hmm.
So you grab that book because it was, reflecting your vibration actually on that day at that moment,
Right. Okay.
right? And that book, when you open it, right, what happened? Because there was a lot of information there that
Yeah,
you
it was.
needed. You needed that at that moment. Remember? I remember it. It was a beautiful book. In a way, the contents, of the book that you were saying and you were describing everything. It was like everything made sense, to what that book was saying to you,
That's
right?
right. Because I wanted to find out what my next step was in my business. The Akashic Records isn't just to find what your soul purpose is, it's also to what's your next step in life, or perhaps maybe you have a question about your business, anything like that. And that was the question that I had. What's my next
Mhm.
step in my business? And I recalled Archangel Metatron, who's my
Mhm.
oversouling master. He came through, and that was quite emotional for me because I haven't been in touch with him or calling, out for his assistance. So that was cool. I believe Pegasus came through.
Yes,
That was
yes.
up there. I don't know what. And
Yes, it was very, very mystical. But
yeah, it
you
was
found the pieces, you
beautiful.
found the significance, the meaning of everything in there.
That's
What
right.
Pegasus meant, what this meant, what the other thing meant. It was really interesting.
It definitely was. And what I needed to do for my next step, it's
Hmm.
definitely a process. If you're
For
having problems, or if you want to know more about your relationships or your belief
Mhm.
systems, or tap
Mhm.
into other potential realities, the Akashic records actually hold like every information of your soul, like when you
Mhm.
were born. I mean, you can do that on your own. You can do that with hypnosis. You can just go
Mhm.
straight into your Akashic records, but
Mhm.
it's powerful. For me, it was powerful.
It's another tool, right? Just tap into the Akashic records. It's another tool that you have, right? Because you tap into the superconscious too. So you can go anywhere, anywhere. And I mean, for example, when you were inside your mom's belly, when you were in utero, also you can go there and experience life from that point of view. And you can go and find it on the Akashic records too, right? You can go from there. Okay, let's open the book. And then you're just there, like in a movie, right? You're experiencing that. That book took you to that movie.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because I remember when I was opening up that book, it felt like a fairy tale. You see all those
Yeah,
Disney movies where you open up a book and all these characters just come popping up from the book. That's the way it felt, and that's the way it was for me. So,
exactly. For you, because they were trying to give you a message about that mysticality or that innocence, that way of, seeing things, for your business. So yeah, those mystical stuff, that they were happening there, I like a Disney movie. It was because they were telling you, how to see your business, to grab that lens of mysticality, right, and put it there so you can see through that and create from that point of view. That's what they were trying to say.
Yeah, exactly. Just to have fun with it.
And have to fun with it, yes.
Really, not
And
to
to be
stress it.
creative, exactly. To be creative. That was the point of that mysticality, right? Just to let creation run whatever that it needs to be running.
That's
Run.
another thing that happened was that I was able to change something in order for me to move forward in my business. And you can also do that in your relationships.
It's like that. It's like going to or tapping into your subconscious mind,
Hmm.
actually, because it's gonna tell you kind of the same stuff. For people, the Akashic Records is really, like a wow. Okay, let's go there. It's gonna tell us everything, but actually, you have everything within you. You have everything within you, right? And change the belief system that you have so you can start reacting in a different way.
Exactly. Everybody have the direct access to their spiritual source, which is all within ourselves.
Exactly. It's
The
all within
universe is
ourselves.
within us. So
Yeah.
whatever our reality is, it's because that's our perception of reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. And we have so many filters. When you tap into the Akashic Records yourself, right? Not through a psychic, just yourself, for example, through hypnosis. Every time that you go to the Akashic Records, you're gonna notice that your book is different every time. And
mhm.
why is that? Actually, it's because of the vibration that you are in at that moment. It's gonna reflect the vibration. It's not like volume one, two, three, or four, with a chapter that doesn't exist, unless you want it to be like that.
Yeah, you
If that
can.
resonates with you, if that
Mhm.
resonates with you, yeah, it's gonna show up like that. It's all about you. So it's the vibration that you are at that moment. If you believe that the book should be heavy, it's gonna be heavy. If you believe that the book should be light, it's gonna be light. If you believe that it's gonna be a manuscript or something like that, not a book, it's gonna be like that.
Like you said, you're absolutely correct about that because then your higher self, your guides will provide you with that answer that the way that they know you're able to accept it. See, I'm already open because I've had octopi come in, and it doesn't even cross my mind. Like, this thing is crazy. Really, another planet filled with octopi? Yes, there is.
Mhm.
I mean, we can tap into so many different civilizations and other
Oh yes.
universes
Mm-hmm.
if you're open
Yes.
to it. If
When I
you,
went there a bunch of times, right? Like one day, we did a session, right? And I was meeting Edgar Casey,
oh, that's
right there
right.
in a
Yes,
high
yes. That was
consciousness,
good.
right
Hmm.
there. And what Edgar Casey told me, right, this was like he would tap into the person's aura, into the person's energy field, and from there he would go to the Akashic records to get all the information that he needed to heal the person or to pass it on to that person. That was I received, and I said, "Oh, okay. So you went to the Akashic records? I didn't thought about that, right? Go to the Akashic records, get information, come back, tell the person, okay, you need to do this, and that." And I said, "Oh, okay, maybe I should do the same." Right?
So, what do you think people are skeptical about opening up themselves to that knowledge, to that source of knowledge? Is it because that's something that they weren't raised with?
Yes,
Maybe it's a
limited
fear
beliefs.
factor.
A fear factor, limited beliefs, right? That they don't believe that that exists because nobody told them about it,
Hmm.
before. Religion,
Yeah, really.
prohibits in a way. But if you cannot find yourself, I don't know, how can are you going to experience the life that you desire in a way that you are free to choose, that you are limited, right,
Hmm.
by your thoughts and your emotions, that they believe that certain thing is the right way. If you have that belief that Akasha Records doesn't exist, you're not going to tap into that.
Yeah, you already have that belief already coming into the
Really
session, so
coming.
you may not even receive anything.
Exactly. Get rid of those limited beliefs that actually are putting your life, in a narrow path. Want to make it bigger, you need to let go of all those bags, that actually are making the journey so hard for you.
Hmm.
So those limited beliefs, those fears, those low emotions that you were having, so leave them back there so you can actually, widen your path and just walk through whatever, is like you want to work on, right? But you can choose good enough, or no, I'm not going to tap into this because the Bible says that is, I don't know, is something
You're
that you
going to
shouldn't.
hell.
Exactly, or the demon is going to come up from I don't know where. Those limited beliefs that hold you back. So with hypnosis, you can tap into that, into your subconscious mind, to find where does it come from, right? There you can heal that memory or that is seen. And when you heal that memory and that is seen, when you do that, then you change the perception of it. So you're not gonna get triggered anymore by a situation, because you grab another lens. You're looking at life with another lens, a clear one.
You are held in love,
Mhm.
and your spiritual team is there waiting for you to take your questions, to mentor you, to provide information. And many of the questions is not a simple yes or no, it's an open-ended question, right? Because they want you to learn lessons on your own, and they're here to guide you on, on our journey. So it's not just a simple yes or no. It's much more than that.
It's much more than that. Yes, that's true.
So if anybody wants to tap in, just remember, ask open-ended questions like what, how, when, and why. And then images or stories or symbols, colors may come through. Whatever resonates with you will be provided for you so you can understand it. Perhaps maybe you don't understand it at that moment, but once you hear the recording again, you go, I get it now. Now I understand why that came through. If it wasn't asked before. So it's quite powerful. It's quite powerful.
When you listen to the recording, then you have the entire picture, you have the entire movie, there. So then you say, oh, okay, yes, now I remember this. Oh, yes, I remember that. Oh, I remember how it felt, right? Oh, this makes sense on what's happening right now, to me. So yes, that recording is very powerful.
It
So,
is.
right, they did the work in the session. But if you don't want to listen to that because really it can trigger you again or something, or you don't want to revisit it or something like that, it's because maybe there's something else there that needs to let go too. So by listening to it, and crying a little bit more, it's gonna release that last piece that you were holding on to.
And interesting, because what came through to me right now is you're now listening to it from a different perspective.
Exactly.
Right? You're not the
Yes.
same person that you
No.
were before the session. Now you're just a little bit more empowered. So you're listening to it and you're like, yeah, now I got this. I'm much more stronger because of it. And I'm going to
Yes.
work through it, much more. Yeah,
Exactly. Yes. You're not looking with the same eyes that
that's right.
you were under. You're a totally different person. You know now why that happened. So when you listen to it again, it's not gonna have the same emotions or the strong emotions at the first time that you were experiencing it. Sometimes we're looking for it out there, right? What is the solution for this, right? But actually, it's within here with us.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. It was beautiful.